9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3,
When it comes to making a responsible energy decision for your family and the planet, choose clean natural gas from Atmos Energy. Natural gas is safer and more reliable than other energy solutions and can reduce your home's carbon emissions by up to 45%. By using less total energy than other energy sources, natural gas lowers your impact on the environment. It's just another way that Atmos Energy makes your life better. Atmos Energy, your natural gas company.
Hi, I'm Roger Cador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Clarence Buggs along with the coach at the Shoppers Values Foods on Government Street. Coach, we start this week's show talking a little Jaguar baseball. On the ladies' side, begging your pardon, Jaguar lady basketball. Old habits die hard, Coach. So far in 2018, Lady Jaguars basketball team, they've won 5 out of 6 games in 2018, the only team in the conference to do so. Sandy Pugh has those girls clicking on all cylinders, Coach.
Oh, yeah. She's done a great job of preparing them. They won on the road. And, you know, as long as they continue to do the things that she's teaching them and stay healthy, stay within themselves, they've got a chance to do very well.
I'm glad you mentioned the fact that they've grabbed all of the majority of these wins on the road. The young men, on the other hand, finally grabbed their first road win, defeating Mississippi Valley earlier this week. What goes into the mindset of winning on the road?
Well, it's about keeping turnovers to a minimum and staying focused, because there's less distraction on the road.
Right.
But it's tougher when the home crowd gets against you. So, but keeping distraction down, keeping turnovers to a minimum, and just making your shots. You got to play good defense.
Speaking of those distractions when you're at home, you got girlfriends, you got family members, you got social events, and so on and so forth. How did you deal with that from a coaching standpoint?
I try to stay out of the way. I mean, you can't stop it. The way the freedoms the kids have today, it's impossible for you to be in control of everything. Now, you can try to coach them to a point where you make the game very important to them for that time period. And after that, you know, they can do what they want.
Conventional wisdom would lead one to think that the more kids you have on a team, say a football team, the harder it is to deal with the distractions of playing at home. Is it the same pretty much, whether it's baseball, basketball, football? Distractions are distractions no matter what? No matter what. You got more people could get distracted in football because of the number. But distractions are what they are. And you can bet if 1 or 2 players don't do what they're supposed to, it can screw up the chemistry and the team. Is that one of the areas where leadership of upperclassmen, those who have been there, who've experienced what it can do to a team, is that where the leadership of upperclassmen really becomes important? Yeah, because every now and then those kids will listen to the player if they're about to do something wrong, because
the leader is right there with them,
Right.
but the coach is somewhere else.
Right.
And they may be able to stop him from doing it. That's where leadership come in, keeping them focused when the coach is not around.
And of course, over all the years, experience has taught us that many times they will listen to their peers before they'll listen to we adults, or in this case, before they'll listen to the coach. When we come back, we'll shift gears and talk a little LSU on this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
The biggest scratch-off game of the season is here. It's Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery. Your chance to win up to $100,000. Scratch the back for an extra game. Enter the second chance drawing for the grand prize, a 2018 season ticket package. Play Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery for your chance to make this your winning season.
It was nearly a decade ago that Brett teamed up to Imagine Your Parks, and you imagined big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, one family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit Breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
You don't have to understand the physics of flying to fly easy. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
Welcome back for segment 2 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. We are on location this week at the Shoppers Value Foods on Government Street. The great thing about Shoppers Value Foods is that they understand the premium that we place here in South Louisiana on value. Everyone loves a good value, but of course now, what good is value without service and selection? You can get them all at any of the many locations of Shoppers Value Foods, proud sponsors of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, we shift gears, talk a little LSU in this segment. The Tigers on the football side saw a number of young men jump to the pros, as is normally the case, going to bypass their senior year of eligibility. Is that one of the toughest things about coaching in the collegiate ranks these days, knowing the number of kids that are not going to stay there for 4 years and now you got to retool all over again?
Well, the beauty is everybody have the same experience. So it's not like it happening to one school and not the other.
True.
So it's an adjustment. You adjust to it because that is the sign of the time.
Right.
This is what kids are going to do. So you recruit them with that in mind. If I recruit a 5-star recruit, I better get the 3 good years out of him because it's all over.
And obviously that also places, like you said, a lot more emphasis on the type and the caliber of young man that you recruit to your program?
Yeah, you know, I don't think too many coaches want to recruit a guy who's going to stay there 4 years anymore. That means he ain't that good. They want the one going to stay 3 years and try to win a championship.
Right. So in essence, we're talking about a double-edged sword here. The more talented the young man that you recruit, the greater the likelihood that he's going to leave early?
The shorter years you're going to get to coach him. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
If he's extremely talented, you're going to coach him a short period of time.
On another note, LSU basketball fans turned out in droves to support Will Wade and his basketball Tigers. Some 13,000 fans packing the Maravich Assembly Center for the matchup against Alabama. So far, it seems like Will Wade is doing all the right things. How desperately does this community want LSU basketball to become relevant again?
They really do because, you know, Dale Brown had taken them to a place, and then the coach after him, can't think of his name, who went to Arkansas, Little Rock, or Arkansas State, Brady, John Brady.
John Brady.
They did really good job of having really good programs. And so the SEC is a lot difficult now, a lot tougher. So,
Oh, yeah.
But I think this young man, I had a chance to meet him.
Oh, really?
Oh, I had a really good chance, and I told him, man, you look like you're 15 years old. Are you old enough to coach here? He's got a baby face.
Yeah, and I'm sure he appreciated that.
He had fun with it.
With the way he has started out his tenure here at LSU, if he plays his cards right, with the wealth of talent that's right here in his own backyard in the state of Louisiana, the sky could be the limit for this guy, couldn't it?
Well, we never gonna say the sky could be the limit because you got you have Kentucky, Florida,
Vanderbilt, Tennessee,
you got
all these guys,
Alabama,
Florida,
Auburn. I mean, there's so many good teams. Texas A&M, that's in this league. So we don't want to put too much pressure right now. It takes time.
Yeah.
Because it's even tougher in basketball because it's one and done.
True.
So it's not 3 years. You got 1 year.
True. Y'all forgive him. He doesn't realize we're talking about LSU fans when he said, be patient, give him time. Temporary lapse. He didn't realize we're talking about LSU fans.
I had a laugh. Help me.
When we come back, we're going to talk about a heartbreaking loss for the New Orleans Saints when this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show continues. Stay close.
Heartbreaking, huh?
Yes, sir.
You don't have to understand the physics of flying to fly easy. Baton Rouge Metropolitan Airport.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
The biggest scratch-off game of the season is here. It's Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery. Your chance to win up to $100,000. Scratch the back for an extra game. Enter the second chance drawing for the grand prize, a 2018 season ticket package. Play Saints Game On from the Louisiana Lottery for your chance to make this your winning season.
Welcome back for segment 3 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show, brought to you in part by Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center. You know, it's the time of year where, in addition to all the normal aches and pains and illnesses that come along with this journey that we call life, it is also flu season, which makes us even more cognizant of the gift of good health and the fact that nothing is as precious as that. And fortunately, we've got a great system with Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center where they've been sure that all of us get to enjoy the gift of good health. We are so proud to acknowledge, as a proud sponsor of the Roger Cador Show, Our Lady of the Lake Regional Medical Center. Coach, a season that at one point held so much promise. I mean, we were looking at hopefully a record-setting winning streak, and it all comes crashing down with 10 seconds left to go in a game. A game that, by the way, the Saints are going to remember for a long time for all the wrong reasons. A play they wish we could probably forget.
Yeah, they're probably hearing Yogi Berra saying from his grave, it ain't over till it's over. And I feel bad. I mean, I kept feeling that something ain't right here. They scored that field goal and they left us some time on the clock.
Right.
Kept saying it ain't right. And Lord and behold, number 34, whatever.
43, Marcus, 43. Williams, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, the poor kid, young man, just had a bad position. He didn't read the flight of the ball correctly. Mm-hmm. The ball was up there a long time.
Yeah.
And all he had to do was tackle the guy inbound and the clock runs out.
That would have been the end of it. From a coaching standpoint, how do you stop that from becoming a part of his psyche, or can you?
Well, if he was playing for Bill Parcells and
New England.
whatever that coach name, what's his name?
Belichick.
Belichick, he gonna be cut. So he's gonna have to fight with somebody else. They're gonna cut him. They're not gonna take it. They're gonna make an example out of him. And I'm not gonna say Peyton will do it, but maybe you'll give the young man another chance and the guy will do something really good. They've had people rebounding from bad experiences,
right,
and became really good players.
Drew Brees at the age of 39 just does not seem to age as far as performance is concerned. It seems as though if they can re-sign him, and with what happened this year and the emergence of Kamara and some other young men, the future could still be pretty bright for the Saints.
It could be. Just remember, don't expect them to do next year what they did this year, because now they got a book on them.
Right.
So they're going to defend them a lot better. So Drew Brees, 70% completion, still looks good.
Oh yeah.
He's not taking big hits, so he's got the quick step where he can release the ball. He could literally quarterback a couple more years if he's got a good offensive line.
And of course, if they give him a decent contract. When we come back, we will go to segment 4 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Contract, huh? Well, that's important.
Oh yeah.
Hi, I'm Roger Cador. I'm here to tell you about Smith, Shanklin, and Sosa. You won't find them on billboards, but you'll find them in the courtroom where real lawyers are. You see, billboards do not solve cases. Real trial lawyers do. So if you're hurt and need a lawyer, call 225-223-6333.
Pod's moving in storage.
I need to clean out my study.
We'll deliver a container.
My brother-in-law's moving in.
Maybe he'll help you pack.
He's lazy.
We can refer some professionals.
It's just until he finds work.
We can keep things at our storage center for as long as it takes.
I am not happy about this.
Or you can keep your things on site for quick unloading.
Did you say freeloading?
I said unloading.
I heard freeloading.
I'm sure you did.
Store on site or let us drive your things to our secure storage center. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome back to segment 4 of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. It is, of course, still early in the year, and Coach, that's when the thoughts look forward to the plans for a lot of people for the upcoming year. Our special correspondent, Aaron Fulbright, last week had the opportunity to spend some time with the CEO of the city parish of EBR, Mayor Sharon Weston Broome. Aaron, take it away.
January 2nd marked one full year for Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome here in office. It's been a memorable year for her, as she would say. So I decided to sit down with her to talk to her about how she feels that first year went, but also to get to know the mayor a little bit better.
When Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome took office, she hit the ground running, but she did have issues that carried over from the previous year, such as the killing of Alton Sterling, killing of 3 police officers, and the August 2016 flood. She has stayed motivated through it all with her faith and vision of what could be, something she wants the people of Baton Rouge to do.
The short transition period of less than 30 days, I embraced this role with optimism moving forward. Now, I think it's incumbent upon every great leader, and I do this myself, is that I evaluate myself on a daily basis, but undoubtedly I had some challenges in my first year in office, some surrounding personnel issues, but at the end of the day, there were still some very significant accomplishments. And so what
Going into 2018, Mayor Broom's vision is very bold and aggressive. Her administration will continue to look at policies, transportation and traffic, as well as flood recovery. But a new, exciting initiative is the Neighborhood Empowerment Movement.
And part of that neighborhood empowerment movement is to have our Baton Rouge fellows become boots on the ground to help empower neighborhoods, to help them organize, to help them lead, and to help in the whole recovery process. The original goal was towards flood recovery, but now it has come together not only with flood recovery, but in making sure that we have safe communities. And so empowering neighborhoods and communities to be a part of uplifting themselves is something that we're looking forward to.
When Mayor Broom first started out, she worked as a public servant in the House of Representatives and as a contract employee for WBRZ for Two on Your Side. This set her up for a career in public service that eventually led to today. And being the first woman mayor isn't her first time breaking that glass ceiling.
Well, in my life, I have had the opportunity to be the first woman elected as Speaker Pro Tem in the House of Representatives. I was elected twice as the President Pro Tem of the Louisiana State Senate, and then I became the only woman thus far to have served in both roles in the House and in the Senate, both leadership roles. And so part of that was breaking through a glass ceiling. When I became the first elected female mayor, I will tell you that it was certainly another one of those breakthrough moments, but I didn't have a lot of time to sit and absorb it because I had a lot of work to do.
Right. She wants Baton Rouge to understand the full story and to also have a vision of faith and belief when it comes to Baton Rouge, working together.
I want the citizens of Baton Rouge to know that I love all of the citizens of Baton Rouge, and my heart's desire is that we would unite around our shared and our common goals. Unfortunately, there's been a narrative of a divisiveness out there, and many people have tried to put me in the middle of that narrative, and it's so far from the truth. My values as a Christian are to love God and to love my neighbor as myself, and that means regardless of the color of someone's skin, their status in life, and I believe that is my part of my passion for public service, is the desire to bring people together, to unite folks around a shared and common goal.
I really enjoyed talking with the mayor and learned some interesting facts about her that I didn't know and that probably many of our Baton Rouge citizens don't know either. And you know, for me, 2018 is about setting intentions, and I love that she said that for Baton Rouge, her intention is positive thinking, that we all need to stay positive. So go into 2018 with that intention in mind, and I think we will be a better Baton Rouge.
Aaron, as always, thank you. When we come back, we will wrap up this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Stay close.
Pause moving and storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
It was nearly a decade ago that Breck teamed up to Imagine Your Parks, and you imagine big. 12 beautiful community parks from one end of the parish to the other, one family-sized water park, and 5 other parks just for your dogs. You have places to splash and places to explore. You have games to play and camps galore. No matter what you like to do or see, visit Breck.org and see how together we have made Breck better than imagined.
Hey, Coach Roger Cador here. There's something about teamwork that brings the best out in any business. When I need a tow, I call Roadrunner Towing. Roadrunner's 4 generations strong and homegrown right here in Baton Rouge.
Thanks, Coach. There's no job too large or too small. Call Roadrunner for quick, reliable, exceptional service. We don't want an arm and a leg, we just want your toes. And remember, take time each day to be a blessing to someone. Thank you.
Welcome back for the final segment of this week's edition of the Roger Cador Show. Coach, as we turn our attention back to Southern, found out recently the Jaguars will only have 10 games on the 2018 schedule because of a mix-up with the conference front office. Any possibility we're going to be able to schedule that other game and make up that lost revenue?
Based upon what I read in the paper, I'm looking at, he doesn't have the bye week that could do it, and certainly doesn't make sense not to play the bye week before the Bayou Classic. So it's an unfortunate situation. It's another school in the conference have that same problem, where they only have 10 games. And this is what happened when you play around and try to get too smart at the conference level. Make sure teams are able to play their maximum game, get a schedule out a year in advance or two, so this doesn't happen to teams. Because every cent is really needed.
Especially when you're talking about HBCUs, many of whom are operating on substantially smaller budgets than everyone else to begin with.
Yeah, so a $250,000 gate guarantees a lot of money for schools.
Without a doubt. Just out of curiosity, as the conference goes around the process of trying to find another commissioner, if offered, would you be interested? Would you entertain it?
Never say never. How about that? But it would be something, obviously, that I would have some interest in looking at. I mean, I'm pretty good where I am right now, but you never know.
Before you know it, the collegiate baseball season is going to roll around. And for the first time in over 4 decades, you will not be prowling the base paths. Have you thought much about that, Coach?
Do I look like I've been thinking about that? Do I look like it? No, it doesn't matter anymore.
On another note, this week, D.D. Bro's LSU Lady Tiger gymnastics team came out ranked #1 in the nation. Do you think folks really have a true appreciation of the magnitude and the level of organized sports in our area?
I don't think so. And Dee, you're wonderful. I love you, dear.
All right, well, that's going to do it on behalf of the crew and the coach. I'm Clarence Buggs. We'll see you next week with another edition of the Roger Cador Show. Till then, go Jags.